Hello, and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. We are excited that you are here with us already. Thank you to everyone who joined early. And on this show, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships in particular. My name is Anietie Bature, and I am pleased to be on set today with my darling husband.
I am Kingsley Bature, and I hope with these few points of mine, I can convince you and hopefully confuse you. The other way they used to say. Anyway, I'm on the show today, so you are welcome.
Yes, he's really on the show.
And so if you're watching us from wherever you're watching us from, please do indicate in the comment section so we can welcome you as usual. And thank you for joining us today.
Yes,
Hmm.
we
Today.
have our audience is spread across. We have people on IG, on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Daniel Owabasi. We see you.
Hey, I greet you, sir. I
And we
greet you,
see,
sir. Chairman.
yes,
I celebrate grace.
and we see Ene and Hillyman and Sea Golden Limited and so many others who have joined us on IG. Thank you so much for joining us today.
And if
Okay.
you're online, just checking that you can hear us. If you can hear us, please type 111 as our custom piece. Please type 111 if you can hear us so that we know that, yes, everything is good from your end, because from here it sounds amazing. Yeah. So just hit the buttons, hit the chat 111, and we're good to go. And we're good to go.
Debbie, we see you. Welcome.
Yep, Debbie, we welcome you. Yeah,
Okay, so today we have an interesting topic.
yeah,
and
they can see
it
us. I
is
can see Chinedu. Chinedu is typing 111. So we're good. We're
yes,
good. We're good. So that
the
sounds good.
business side of love. The business side of love. Mr. Batu, I'm going to ask you because you were the one that named this particular one.
What? This,
Tell us what you had in mind when you gave it this name.
why are you? You are literally throwing me under the bus.
Under.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, just tell us. Thank you.
Why are you doing like this? Now, this thing I'm doing is not fair. It's not. It's your show. Assistant showee. You are the shower. You understand? So I don't understand why you are doing this. Why you are doing this to me? Anyway, in any case, the business side of love. The truth is, anytime you hear love, right? People get very sentimental. People are when you hear love, it's either people are feeling the mushy mushy, and then when you hear love, it's either people are looking at the features. You know what I mean by features. The common statistics, for ladies, depending on your taste, for guys also depending on your taste. For the guys, they are looking for 22, 32, 22, or how do you
No,
say?
you just keep mixing that thing up. Just leave it.
Okay.
Forget about statistics.
No,
It's a long time since you considered statistics, so just leave it.
what are you trying to say? Are you
The
trying to
the
say
numbers you're reading now are not
are not the
are not
correct numbers?
aligning.
Okay, so let's try again. Let's do 32,
No, no.
28, 32. Yes, that way we can get some alignment. Exactly. So guys look for those statistics, while the ladies are looking for tall, dark, handsome, and the man that fits my dreams. And of course, in this day and age, in addition to tall, dark, and handsome, you have to be handsome in several other places. Like your bank account needs to be handsome, your car needs to also be handsome, your house. There are several handsome things that you need to have in this day and age for the ladies to.
And then maybe you need to have compartments on your tummy.
Yes, so part of
Like
the statistics, yeah, you have to have six packs and all of that. Those are the things
Very
that
funny.
come to mind when people hear what's it called? When people hear love. So in addition to that, after people have seen all of this one, then they will now come to the other part where they talk about God-fearing man, spiritual sister, and all of that. So most of the time people hear love, it's all of these things that make it seem like love is just, mushy. It's just mushy. It's just, all over the place.
Mm,
Okay, so I'm trying to say that apart from all these sentimental interest or responses that we get when we talk about love,
mm-hmm,
there's also the side of love that is quite business-like. It's like building an organization.
mm,
It's like building a family. It's like building a home. Do you understand? So it's that sense from which we are coming, because in this season, your love
mm,
needs to be very rounded.
mm,
I mean, it cannot be one-sided. Do
mm,
you understand?
mm.
So that's the concept.
Okay, so I think you have done a good job at telling us what you had in mind. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah. So, and
And
I
and
wanted, before we dive into
mhm,
it, I
yeah.
know you have some things that you had in mind. Before we dive into it, I wanted us to see a recap
Okay.
from last week.
All right.
I hope our technical guys can get it. A recap from last week. I hope it goes in there. Is it on? Can you confirm to me if our recap is on? Okay. Hmm. Okay. We're back. The thing is not playing on the internet. It's
Okay.
not playing on the internet, but no wahala. Yeah. So let's shoot.
Hmm.
Maybe when they get to
All
play
right.
it.
So what one of the things that you have mentioned is that love can actually be, or love, relationships,
Mm-hmm.
family, and all of that can actually be like a business, right?
Yeah.
And you need to look at the business side of love when you are considering love, contemplating love, participating in love, you know, journeying through the streets of love.
The streets
I
of
mean,
love.
anyhow you want to look at it, it's so important that you keep in mind the fact that it's not just about emotions, it's not just about sentiments, it's not just about um, feelings. There's so much more, and you need to put all of those things into perspective. You need to consider the full picture. So, when we say love like a business, or the business part of love, you actually have to. In fact, I like to start from the very beginning. And sometimes you see one man business, yes, that's fine. Hi, Jethro. And sometimes you see businesses where you have more than one key person in charge, right? And you will often hear people talk about business partner. Do you have a business partner? Who is your business partner? And sometimes you are, or I'm sure you have heard this said, that your business partnership can make or break your business. It's so critical and so crucial who your business partner is, that if you choose to go into partnership, because if you partner with the wrong person, you could find yourself in all kinds of situations that you did not anticipate. You could find yourself, facing ethical issues, violations of regulatory requirements and
Mm.
so on, and a lot, fraud and so on. I mean, so many things could go wrong
Mm.
if you partner with the wrong person. And we're talking about business, right?
Mm.
So when you look at love, sometimes people say, "Oh, but I just really feel fantastic about this person. Anytime he walks into the room, my tummy just,
The
like,
butterflies.
ahem."
The butterflies.
And so many things, those descriptions, like my heart skips a bit, but for a good cause and so on. And it's like, oh, it's all about the feelings. But you need to acknowledge the fact that the same way the wrong partner can put an end to your business, can make it die before it even goes anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's the same way the wrong partner can put an end to your marriage or to whatever ideal you had in mind concerning family life. Because with the wrong partner, it may die, it may end, it may come to an abrupt end before you hoped or before you anticipated, you know. So you have to think about it. So if your business is serious enough, you take the time to screen before you choose a partner.
Hmm.
And if you are looking at your marriage as serious enough, and if you're looking at that future as serious enough, you consider it important enough, then you also need to be careful about who you choose as your life partner.
Hmm.
The good thing about business is that you can easily just say, you know what, I feel like the terms and conditions, you haven't quite stuck with them, and for that reason, we will activate clause so and so, which says that we can put, you can terminate this contract, right? That's with a business. With marriage, it's so much more complicated. It's not as easy as, you know what, these 2 years it's not working, so let's just get a divorce.
Hmm.
Even when you succeed in getting the legal setup to help you with that process, you find that it's not that clean separation. Like, okay, bye bye, and everything is beautiful. There's so much chaos. The challenge, especially if there are children involved in that union. So it's something to not have in your plan as, you know what, I will just divorce this person if it doesn't work, and because of that you're careless about the initial decision. No, instead, look at it as something that will be a last resort, or look at it as something that is not an option for you. And with that in mind, do your due diligence up front to make sure that you choose the right life partner. Okay, so I think that's enough said on the subject of partnership, which is the very crucial part, which is the beginning of the whole thing.
Hmm.
Because if you don't have the partner, then we cannot start talking about all the other things. Hi, Jethro, thanks for joining. Hi, Apan. Hi, Eagle Eye. Hi, Impacting Live.
Hi, Jennifer Abodi. We can see you.
Hey!
We can see you. Augustine Rosemary. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi.
Where are you joining us from today?
Timora.
Timora, we see you. We see you. We also have Chinedu. Chinedu, we see you.
Mm-hmm,
Hi, everyone that has joined us today. So,
mm-hmm,
when we talk about this, when we are talking about this topic, we have to approach it business like
mm,
this, because love is a special kind of thing. You know, that kind of feeling that you feel that you have never felt before. I actually don't agree with that definition, Sha. But you know, but you know, that's what everybody talks about. So the good thing about love is that you, we are not saying do away with the sentimental parts,
mm-hmm,
but we're saying that there are times, either at the beginning of the journey or in the middle of the journey,
mm-hmm,
or wherever the journey has reached,
mm-hmm.
there are seasons in which you must approach love like a business,
Mm.
either to sustain it or to upscale it.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting into something. Follow
Mm.
me closely. See, you have to look at love practically like a business. You have to look at it and say, for example, let me take a case scenario, right? Let me take a case scenario where I am let's assume you're just getting into the relationship,
Mm.
right? You're at the start, single guy, single lady, fine guy sees fine girl, likes fine girl, and wants to follow fine girl. Now, that may be the part where you get sentimental and you follow up with that.
Mm.
But that definition actually is one of my friends' definition for why he got married. But you follow that. But having followed that first definition, right? That first, the sentimental, the
Mhm.
emotional, having followed that, when the rubber hits the road and the realities of life comes calling, you will not always feel mushy or emotional about the person you have chosen to love when life happens. Because sometimes, even as a single guy dating a single lady, the moment there is some family there's some family things that can hit you,
Mm.
maybe before marriage itself,
Mm.
and then they start giving you some very unreasonable family demands.
Mm.
before you get married,
Mm.
you will just notice that somehow, all the emotions
Mm.
will begin to go down. Do you understand? Do you understand? Or you are a married man, in a family, and yes, you love your wife, and you guys, are on a journey, and but when it gets to the point of paying school fees, you can't get emotional anymore. No, at that point, it's business. And so if you have not learned how to look at this business side of love, this part where you look at love like a business,
Mm.
like an organization,
Mhm.
like a system, that you say, okay, I love you, I have chosen to love you,
Mhm.
but there are things that we need to deal with systematically.
Mm.
There are things we need to look at with open eyes.
Mhm.
There are things we need to find a system to
For how to make it
for how
work
to make it work. It's not
effectively
always
and
a case
efficiently.
of
Mm.
let's I love you, you love me, let's just go, everything will be all right.
Mm.
Pa, 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 oh.
You know, this thing that you have said, right, just makes me think about the fact that if we will have to deal with so many serious and crucial things in the process of being married,
Mhm,
doing life together,
mhm,
then if I want to have, should I say, peace of mind in my future, and I don't want wahala with all these issues that we will have to deal with, or I want it to be as stress free as possible, then I will do myself a favor, right, to check the kind of person. So I'm coming right back to the partnership.
mhm,
The kind of person that I am choosing. Because if we're going to face school fees, there's a kind of person you need. If we're going to face rent,
hmm.
if we're going to face certain quality of life that you want to have for yourself, right?
If you're even going to
You,
face seasons of life,
mhm.
because life is in seasons.
Yeah.
There's dry season, there's rainy season. You
Mm.
get why? Do you understand? If you're going to face seasons of life,
Yes,
just
what
to
kind of,
buttress your point.
yes, what kind of person? So you actually have to start thinking about this. Is this person going in the same direction as I am going? And when I say direction, this is where you start to think of things like values, beliefs. How would this person decide when it comes to something like this? What is this person's aspiration when it comes to things like this? So you actually have to start checking, because you may get to a point, let's say for instance, you are in a season of your lives where you need to do some more with finance, right? So you need to either um, increase your earnings, right? And you may be saying, yes, this thing is a good thing to aspire to get. And for that reason, I'm going to try this, I'm going to work on that, I'm going to put in some more effort here so that we can raise the funds.
Mhm.
And the person is like, please, why do you have to stress yourself and do all of these things? Let's just stay where we are. At least we have food to eat, and at least we have a roof over our head.
Mhm.
Forget about all these other things. And the person just wants to remain in their comfort zone.
Hmm.
The person isn't pushing to achieve more. How, imagine that you went ahead and partnered with that kind of person, where you are very driven, you want to go, 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 and the person just wants to be
Stay,
here,
stay,
be
stay,
here,
stay,
be
stay.
here. It means that if you really want to achieve those things, you may have to do all the push by yourself. You may have to be the one making things happen. And the person, I can imagine how that person will actually say, you see, life is so beautiful. Things always work out.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, you'll be saying, I am
I'm the
the
one
one
doing the
working
work.
things out.
Yeah,
I
so
am the one.
it has to be, it has to
So you
be,
actually have to think.
yeah, there has to be that
uh,
business side where you're looking at the love, the
mm.
relationship, the marriage, like a partnership.
Yes.
And
So I would like to ask our audience, if you are getting this vibe, and if you agree with what we are talking about, the fact that there's this business side of love, please just give us some feedback, and Maybe tell us some other instances or some other examples of where you feel yes, love can actually be like a business. Share some of your perspectives with us. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it's interesting
Mhm.
that we're saying this. I hope today, because today we're just because today we're just talking about it, and it's almost as if we're just gisting and just having tete-a-tete with ourselves about the reality of this thing. But if people can relate, please, they should let us know that they can relate, because sometimes it just seems like this love thing. People only want to talk about the part of it that is, you know,
Mm,
emotional and sentimental, and the
mm,
part that makes you feel good. But
mm.
you don't want to hear the truth about the part
Yeah.
that is real,
Yeah.
the part that, when the rubber hits the road, how
Yes,
do you
yes, yes,
respond?
yes, yes.
You know.
You know this stuff you're saying. If I will have to do something as fundamental as planning what we will achieve this year
Mm-hmm.
with you,
Me.
it means that you have to be such an interesting person when it comes to envisioning and setting goals and planning what should come up next, and just trying to craft what the future should look like. You have to be such an interesting person in your mind to me.
Mm-hmm.
If not, during that business side, I'm going to probably be getting angry, be frustrated. Meanwhile, it could be such that you're so wonderful that when you're telling me what you see about this year, I'm like, wow. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I love you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can say, okay, let's say someone says this year, I think we need to move from being tenants
Okay.
to being homeowners. We paid rent enough in this town or in this city, that kind of stuff. And you now want to work towards that. Well, the person this year, and then you're thinking, so this investment money that we have, we are going to use it to maybe buy land, or we're going to
Mm-hmm.
use it to do the down payment on so thing. And then the other person this year, see all the way, like I'm
Let's
going,
get the groove
we're
on.
going to, last
Let's get
year,
the groove
we
on.
were attending people's own. This year, they must hear our voice. So the Someone says sound is trying to come back. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
All right, can they hear? Can they hear us now?
Okay.
If you can hear us, please type 111.
And while
If you can hear us, please type 111.
yeah, while waiting for that feedback, I guess we can go through some of the comments. And yes, and while we're reading the comments, if you hear us, please go ahead and type.
Right, they say sound is back. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Sound.
Thank you. So we can run through some of the comments. Kingsley says they always say love is blind, but marriage will open your eyes. My own eyes should open sharp before marriage,
yes,
please.
So.
I agree with you, my brother.
Yes.
That's why we're doing these things.
And
so that you will not come back to us as a marriage project. It will be good that what we are hearing from your marriage is testimony. We like that one.
Yeah.
But if you come back as a project, you become customer because I will charge you for counseling and coaching and helping you to straighten your marriage out. It comes at a cost. I need you to pay something. And sometimes I need to collect your money in order for you to pay attention, which is what you need to make it work. But anyway, that's caveat. Right. Thelma says, Hi, Thelma. He says, you must be on the same ship, heading in the same direction, with each person doing their part to get there. That is the business side or approach to love. That's exactly what we are saying. Yes, you have to look at it that way. Having a partner who understands you and back you up with your plan, as long as it's going to be helpful. Exactly. That's what we are saying. That's what we're saying.
Understands you and backs you up. That is fantastic. Because imagine that you say, okay, this year I want us to produce, let's say, 1,000 units of our product as a business. And then the other person decides that this year I want to recover my investment, so I'm selling all the equipment.
They are not going in the same direction. You're not going in the same direction.
How is that going to work?
How is
it going to work?
Timora is requesting to call in, so maybe guys, you can send him the link. So send the link and then they'll be able to call in. Yeah. Let's see if we can have a chat about this issue. And Bobby, what you're saying is so critical. And what's just to echo what Thelma said earlier. You guys have to be in the same ship, heading in the same direction. That's the business part. That's the part they don't always teach when they are always talking about love, because people love love. Do you understand? People love love. People love to watch romantic comedy and read. Don't you guys don't say anything. This generation will not know, but those of us that know, they read M&B, Mills and Boons. Those of you that read Mills and Boons, if you are there, raise up your hand and I did, I saw.
I didn't.
You are a church girl now. What can we say? Please, let's leave the matter. So those of you that read it, please, you can signify. Don't worry, we'll make sure that your pastor is not on this show. So they won't.
Rivers, and some other
well, they read all those inspirational romance.
But wait, after secondary school, you know that time that you're waiting to enter university. Terrible. I stumbled upon a pile of
materials.
Hints.
Oh, hints! That magazine they used to that time. Hints. Wow.
You know how when you get to the point by yourself, you will tell yourself,
it's okay. It's enough like this. It's enough.
Too much rubbish for my system. And then you have to repent, and then you now have to start cleansing your mind. No. That's
Kingsley team has a question, but Timora is trying to join in, and let's see if we can get Timora on call. Kingsley says, who holds the card then? I might have my dreams and she might have her dreams. At what point can we possibly compromise things and bring balance, creating a win-win for both partners? That's when you look at it like a business. I'm going to talk about something. Please remind me about it. Let's get Timora on the call. Timora, can you hear us?
Hi, Bart. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, Timora. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Okay, so business side of love, that's really an amazing topic. So for real, love actually, I even think even before the whole emotional stuff comes in, anything that has to do with relationship is almost a business because it's a transaction. I mean, you're expecting something out of it. So when you're expecting something at the end of the day, that's like a transaction. Because if you're not expecting something, then that's like business. You're selling or you're buying or you're offering a service in return for another kind of value. So that's transactional. Love is transactional. Else that
Hmm.
like why would you else that why would you want to do like life with someone? How do you trust this person's future? I mean, you're spending time, you're going to spend effort, and what if it does not work out? So you now bring in business strategies where you see things from the business perspective. If I invest all this time and all this money, and this particular profit does not amount in the next 1 year or 2 years, it's not a good business.
Timora says love is
Okay.
transactional. IT
Mm,
people. Hmm.
mhm.
Okay, so I posted something on my status earlier today. I saw something on someone's status, so I screenshotted it, posted it on my status, and then I continued saying something. And I also believe that that also comes to the business side of love because when you're building together with someone, maybe at the early stage, when you guys are looking forward to a future together, that is when you really see love as a business because you're doing life alone and then you're wondering all the things you would have to give up or compromise a little on in order to
Yes.
accommodate the other person. And it has to be really worth it for you to be able to spend all this effort because else that there is no need. So I I I, I was pressing on the fact that well I'm not attacking the female gender here, but I was
Oh, we have lost your sound. We have lost your sound. Okay, so sorry, Timora. If you can still hear us, please post it in the group and post it in the chat. We've lost your sound, and but you made some valid points there. Even though some people will disagree with you, because Timothy said that love is transactional.
Because there's
You
something you are expecting out of
expecting
it.
out of it. So some people may disagree. You know, there are people that will disagree that no, love is not transactional. Love is spiritual. You know, and
Love
if
is
it,
emotional.
love is emotional. If you say love is transactional, it means that you are in it for what you will get from it.
Mm.
But the truth is,
We're all in it for what we get.
exactly that's the point. So let's forget this the semantics and the syntax, right? Let's look at things for what they are. Why in the world will I marry somebody if I'm not expecting to get something from that relationship? Is it because the person is anointed? Please, people help me. People help me. Is it because the person is anointed, or is it because the person? Even if it is that I married him because my father said I should marry him, it's because I'm trying to please my father.
So there's
I'm
no
trying to
something
please my
there.
pastor. My pastor said I should marry him, so I'm trying to please my pastor. Of course, it still happens. We had a case of someone that I said I only went to this guy because my pastor said he's the one for me. There is a sense in which it is transactional, right? But we're trying to look at it transactional, not just about money, but transactional about value. Everybody is in the relationship for a value they are going to get. So the question is, having seen this particular business, this particular entity, this particular product, this having seen this product, you guys see my product. Having seen this particular product, that has a service to render, and I now decide that I am interested in this product as a promising young man, and I approach the bench, in order to be giving audience to either partake or participate in the service that is being rendered by this product. When we have gotten past those phase one, we must now come down to phase two, where the product is also telling you What are the marketing strategies that you are going to apply to ensure that my service does not end at your domot? Because I am a very ambitious product. I have to go far. So what are you going to do that will ensure that I reach the vision that I need to reach while still, partnering with your own goods and services? I'm speaking plenty things here. If you're married, be wise. If you're married, have understanding. If you are single, also be wise. Do you understand? I'm speaking from many sides of the mouth. But to answer Etim's question specifically, he says, at what point can we possibly compromise things or bring balance? That's the reason for looking at it like a partnership or like a business. Because you love, and that's fantastic. But how does it grow? Think of it like a business. And typically, in a business, everybody has what? Roles and responsibilities. In a business, there are departments, isn't it? In a business, there are goals and objectives. Do you understand? In a business, there are targets. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it means that if she comes and she says, "This is my vision and this is my direction," and you as a promising young man comes and says, "This is my vision and this is my direction," both of you must now sit down as though you are going into a partnership to say, what is the limit or the extent to which I will go in order to get you to join my company. Do you understand? Because both of you are actually two different entities. In fact, let me say it this way: both of you are two different nations that must come together to create a new nation that must do what? That must have its reach that is either national, local, or global. So if that is going to happen, conversations must be had that ensures that these two nations agree. They sign an agreement that I will come to this level, or I will bend to this extent in order to ensure that both of us produce this new nation. Because every family is a nation in its own. Children, bringing children to the world, they're a nation on their own. You have different systems. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would like to add to that.
Please add.
Because you see, in the process of doing those discussions, you may find out that this combination is not going to work. This nation and this nation
cannot
come together to create a new nation. So you need to go your way with your nation, and I will go my way. So upfront, before you get married, when you're still singles, you are looking at, can I do life with this person? Are we headed in the same direction? It doesn't mean are we going to Aba, as in literally both of us going to Aba. It can be, I want to have this kind of future, this kind of quality of life, and then you sit down and you start talking about it. And in your deliberations, you can actually see that, hey, maybe we can live in Nigeria, or maybe we can go abroad, right? Or maybe we can have 3 children, or maybe we can have 5. Do you understand? Maybe we can attend a Christian church, or maybe we can do you understand? You just start looking at the possibilities and see sometimes there are certain decisions that are not in front of you right now, like you can't make them right now. But it's from the kind of person he is and the kind of person I am that we have an idea that when this kind of decision comes up, we are likely going to be on the same page, or if we are not on the same page, we are mature enough in our communicating, in our communication skills, or in our ability to deliberate on matters and come to a resolution, that we are mature enough to deal with that issue when it comes up and arrive at a middle ground that works for him, works for me, works for the good of the family.
Interesting.
Right? So Early on before marriage, you are checking very keenly, not just particular things, but you're checking the kind of person. Can this kind of person and my kind of person come together and deal with the things that life throws at us together? Can
Mm.
we do that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And after you are married, you are now looking at each issue that you have to deal with, and you're thinking, what is best for us? Because remember, at that time, we are a team.
Mm.
It's not you strictly versus me strictly, it is us.
It's a collaboration.
Yes, what is best for us? What will give is now about a commonwealth, if you put it like that.
Mm.
How are we going to adjust so that at the end of the day, you are better and I am better? Not that at the end of the day, what I want is what happens, or the person who is the head has their way all the time, or the person who earns the highest amount of money calls the shots, and so on. And no, no, no. The collective good, because you guys decided you're going to do life together. And you are a team.
A team.
So someone has a job opportunity and says, "Oh, this is a great opportunity for me. I would like to take this job." Okay, so you now sit down and look at it as we are now together, a team. If we take this job, what is going to change?
What is the impact
And
on our organization?
I hope you noted the part that I said, if we take this job,
not if
you
he takes it or if she takes this job.
Us. If we take this job, how is it going to change the family dynamics? Are you going to have to move away? Do we have to move with you? Is it going to take more time from you? Are you going to be at home? Will we need support to keep the house running? All sorts. You think about us, team, together, and then because hopefully you pick the right kind of person who is looking out for your collective good rather than their own personal interest, hopefully you'll be able to walk to the point where everybody is happy with what you together agree on.
I think it's very critical. I want to take I want us to take a break and just see some comments.
Okay.
But I don't know if if the if the interlude they played the last time was is going to play now. Can the
If we
interlude
have
come
10
now?
minutes
Oh, we
tonight,
do?
so I think we should just take the comments and
Move on.
yep,
Okay, okay.
yep.
Noble Surprises says, wish, my one and only wish in future with my future partner is doing everything together. Like I build up her dream with her, and she does the same for me, or we both build up same dream together.
Fantastic. Thank you, Noble.
Timora says, love is akin to business. Now you sabi why they disagree. If you run a business, you relate more. You know when you have to run certain expenses and maintenance. Even when you are not high on profit. It may not be exciting and fun, but it's a decision you must make for the business to continue. The business side of love. Person don't vex you, but you have to let things go and forgive easily and continue commitment so as to enjoy the long-term benefits of that relation, of the long-term benefit that the relationship had planned to achieve. Very key, Timora. Deep, Kingsley says deep. So we form and sign a merger. Exactly. That because the two businesses are coming together. No be surprised. You say make one nation no be water and the other nation na fire. That really talks that really points to the perspective of values. Every nation has their value. The nations in the United Arab Emirates have certain values that even if you are coming in as a tourist, no matter how liberal your own nation you are coming from is, when you enter that nation, you must abide by the values of that nation, and you keep your liberality at the airport. When you are leaving, you pick it up again and go. So every nation must harmonize their values. So if your values and the values of the person that you want to go into relationship with do not merge, then you don't need to be asking questions whether your spiritual father will see vision, whether it is the best plan for both of you.
Yes, don't be wasting some people's time. Don't waste pastor's time. Don't waste mentors' time.
Yeah.
You do your own check. When you see it's not working, You don't need to go. And some people will say, it doesn't look like to work, but they'll now go and talk to somebody they respect in the hope that that person will say, well, yeah, it could. Then they'll say it is that person that said they should get married. Then when there's
Yes.
wahala, they'll now go and start disturbing the world.
It was you. Kingsley says, so which combo is better? But that's very key. And I will throw in a wrench in this conversation. Okay, let me not call it a wrench. Let me just do an aside, right? You are a Christian, you have different values. Somebody is a Muslim, they have different values. Both of you must check and say, can our values work? And you both know, if your values cannot work, why are you wasting each other's time? Do you understand? Except somebody is going to say, oh, I will drop my own values and take your own in order to make this relationship work. That's actually your prerogative, is nobody else's. Because you must bear the responsibility for the outcome of your business.
Yes. And you cannot now start, another thing that is an issue is from the onset, sometimes you see that I don't like certain things about this person, or core things, core values I can't deal. But for whatever reason, you go ahead and marry the person, right? This person would have gone their way and married somebody else who would treat them like a king and celebrate them for who they are.
Yeah.
But you will now start going around and talking down on this person. Can you imagine he doesn't do this? Can you imagine she's always like this? I don't even understand.
But it was all there before.
Yes. So if you decided to marry the person with everything that they are and all the values they have and all the their misdemeanors, don't come and start painting the guy red in front of the public. You knew, you went in. Why are you now making noise?
Those are critical issues, and really in those times, and that's why sometimes when some people come to me and they're asking for relationship decision, the moment I get the context of your relationship, I stop treating it like an emotional decision. I stop treating it like a spiritual decision. I treat it like what it is: psychological, business, social, whatever it is. I treat it like that, and we deal with the issues, because sometimes we just carry some other things to cover some other things. The same way people normally use spirituality to cover arrogance. Or it happens all the time. So let's deal with issues as they are. That is the ethos of business. Let me be going. I'm sounding very sharp. I'm sounding very sharp. So Kingsley says, so which combo is better, a growing man and a growing woman, or a growing man or woman, or an already made partner? Kingsley, let me tell you the truth. Anyone can work.
Yes, it's about the
people.
About
the people.
The people, not necessarily their status or their stage in life.
The people, their values, their ability to align their destination, their ability to align the mission statement of their business with each other, and they see that they are both going in the same direction. That ability is what makes them work. I wanted to say something. It was a line I heard from a movie, but let's leave it for another day, because today we are doing business. We are serious. When I'm trying to teach you guys how to scope, we'll talk about that one. Timora says,
yeah, the partnership part, both parties are like VCs, as in venture capitalists, hunting for the best opportunities in life. Thank you very much.
Timora, you're spitting lyrical today. You're just spitting lyrical. Thelma says, adding my 2 cents to the conversation. There are times when both dreams can work simultaneously. Yes, it is important that you recognize that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Timora says, you can't choose a business partner that will make you commit to a terrible investment where you lose what you had brought into the business. So my question is, if people have all these
strict rules
for
ordinary business,
for business,
how much more a lifetime commitment
for relationship
that will really impact you on many fronts, not just
on literally
financial.
Every front.
Yeah.
Because when you get into a relationship, everywhere is touched. So we have to think about it.
Yes.
Thelma says, there
will also be other times when one person's dream requires more attention for a season.
Yes.
And the other person would be required to take a supportive role. Exactly.
Yes.
Spot on. The question for both parties is, in this season, whose dream takes us to our destination as a family?
Yes.
Thank you very much for putting it that way.
The end game.
In that period, we're talking about when you're considering the job opportunity, whose dream takes us to our destination as
As a
a
family.
family. Be sensitive to each season and be wise in your decisions.
No,
What?
see what man.
What?
See, just like that my friend that always wears blue.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to be wise. You understand? You have to be wise. You don't. You have to make better decisions.
Mm.
See, listen. Whatever might have been the attraction to the business, whatever might have been the attraction, either it is the statistics or it is the productivity. I'm saying many things like this. Either it is the appearance, either it is the intellectual capacity, or because there are reasons why you go for certain brands. So whatever is the reason you went for the particular brand that you went for, at the end of the day, when you have encountered the brand, there are certain other decisions you need to take as the reason why you continue to stay with the brand. And those are business decisions, right? Those are business decisions. So you have to be wise.
Okay, tomorrow says a going man. Okay, this is in response to.
Yeah, it gives relationship more track record of achievement all the time. But we have said anyone can work.
So okay, so let's go
I hear you, but we have already responded.
Yes.
Responded to those, to say it can be anyone. Our guys on Facebook, we see you. We see your chat.
So
our guys on
Posh
Instagram.
Royalty joined us on IG.
Yeah.
IJ joined us on IG. Opemani and Omo Afele joined us on IG. And JSAX. Thank you so much.
Amos Olagoke, we greet you. He joined us on Facebook. We're seeing you. Augustine Resmurio, we're sorry about your network. Your network is not good. We're sorry, but we recognize you came. And so there's a lot of this that we need to take into perspective. And I want to say, as we begin to round up, see the way time is just flying. There's a lot that we always have to unpack, but time is usually never enough. But as we begin
let me just say something interesting, right? Okay, so when you talk about business, the business side of love, why are you looking at me suspiciously? The business side of love, you know that in business you have to monitor cash flow. It's very important, right? And it's the same thing in love, you have to monitor cash flow. And you also have to monitor love flow. Because that's what keeps the relationship going. So through different seasons, you have to be checking, what does this person need? How can I communicate love to my partner to make sure it doesn't get to the point where they're saying, hey, we have to declare bankruptcy and fold up the business of the marriage, right? And then another thing is logistics.
But you see, just to give them some free take homes. When you're looking at the business side of love, you actually have to consider the bank balances of your relationship.
That's a
Right.
nice one.
So you must look at the emotional bank balance of your relationship. You must look at the social bank balance of your relationship. Emotional bank balance of your relationship is where we talk about love languages, right? To say what is in the emotional bank account. Am I loving her the way she needs to be loved? Is she loving me the way I need to be loved? Those are conversations that you need to take critical steps. There are like 7 things that you must do to ensure that you maintain your emotional bank balance. Don't worry. When you want to know those 7 things, come and attend my course. Number 2, there's also this
social.
Yes, there's the social bank balance. Right? What does the social bank balance do? The social bank balance talks about how do we maintain our life, the quality of life that we want to do. Are we sure that the way we are living will be able to maintain that status of the quality of life? Because a lot of times in relationship you hear somebody say, from the day I married that woman, my life has been going down. So maybe when I married her, I had a certain social profile because of my social status. But by the time I married her, everything started going down. I don't even have friends. In fact, my friends, I can't even get into their circles. Do you understand? So that's social.
Sorry, this one you just mentioned. There's this guy whose entire talk on TikTok, is about how he's recovering from a marriage where he was, in quotes, more like his wife was running his life. to the extent that he lost his connection to his friends, as in he did not have friends anymore. She was the only person in his life, and then the children. Do you understand? So as I don't know how he allowed that to happen. I wonder if that can happen in Nigeria. This guy is not in Nigeria. But
No, but it can happen in
I know
Nigeria.
it can, but
And a lot of times, based on what we have seen, a lot of times it's happening in the flip side. It's usually women that are getting drawn out because
you mean are getting cut off from
are
their
getting
people,
cut off
their
from their
friends
people,
and
from
stuff.
their friends, from their circles. You
Yeah.
understand?
So-
Because you see this lady, she's ambitious, and then she gets married. All of a sudden, she's just an ordinary husband, and all the potential that she came up with into the marriage is silenced, as though there's nothing that can come out of here. And yes, and all in the guise of I'm being a submissive wife, so I cannot be ambitious woman.
Wow.
Those are roles.
Hmm.
And you have to find where those roles cross. I'm being a submissive wife, so I cannot be an ambitious woman. Those are things that we must. Yes.
So this guy actually had to have a divorce, and then he now had to deliberately reconnect with all his friends that he had to cut off from. I mean,
so that's what we're talking about. Your social bank balance, right? You also look at your financial bank balance. That one is open to all, right? You guys have to look at, because it's one thing to say we're all making money together for the good of the family. But hey, what if one person is spending the money more than the others, and then the family cannot achieve the thing that they want to achieve because you are spending it so fast, we can't even see it to make a decision on. You have to also check.
I can imagine one person singing, "We're making money," and the other person singing, "We're spending money."
You understand? So those are bank balances that you have to check. You also have to check the mental and intellectual bank balance of the business. What is the continuous improvement process of this business? Intellectual bank balance, yes. What is the continuous process improvement of this marriage? When you entered the marriage, you only had school sat. What have you done to the person or the other person to do what? To improve them. If you cannot get another degree, have they improved their handwork? Do you understand? Have they improved themselves? Have you made them better? Have they made you better? These are all business decisions that must be taken in order to make love work better. Do you understand?
Make it sweeter.
To make it sweeter.
Make it,
do you understand?
Make it
Exactly. Because there's no way. See, guys, let me tell you for free. There's no way you will improve a woman's life that she will not improve your love. Let me say it again. Let me say it differently. There's no way you will improve a woman's life that she will not ensure that your life experiences diverse improvements. Somebody said women do what? They are multipliers. If you give them one, how did he put it? He said if you give them
a house, they give you
a home. If you
give them like raw materials or like food stuff, they give you a meal. They give you a meal and so on.
You give them one span. Wait, you give them one span.
They give you a child.
One child.
But
you give them trouble. They multiply it and produce you wahala.
Good measure.
Press down, shaking together, running over. So that is also, it's a business decision. So that even when you are thinking about the way to package your, then something happened. Should I tell them?
I don't know what you want to
Which
say.
No,
I can't say yes or no.
One that happened yesterday now.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, let me leave that gist for another time.
You're not in that trouble.
But actually, the source of the gist is the fact that something happened and I had to say something. But being a wise man that I am, do you understand? Being a wise man that I am, there's a way I said it that it didn't cause trouble. Ordinarily, the way I would have said it, somebody would be sleeping on the couch. Somebody have slept on the couch yesterday because that's the way I wanted to say it. Do you understand? So it means that your HR skills has to be up to date. You have to study to know even when you want to say something, you need to know even when you need to say something, you need to know when to say it and how to say it. You understand? So that is even bringing HR into relationships. So people need to have this understanding. Otherwise, it will shock you. Some people will say, my relationship is not working, and then other people will tell you, pray. Stop it. There are things to pray for in this life. There are things to pray for, but a lot of times your relationship, the problem in your relationship is not prayer. On behalf of God, no vex. On behalf of God, I'm trying to let you know. See that you must pray for certain things, but sometimes when it comes to relationship, just calm down and check. Have I done these simple things? These things that I've just talked about. Have I checked? They say time is up. So I have to just I have to stop it there. Kingsley Etim is reoccurring emotional bank balance, social bank balance, financial bank balance, mental bank balance. There's no way you improve a woman's life that she will not improve your love. Man, I'm just spitting lyrical, man. Tomorrow, there's no way. Okay. Then Abasiono, Ubong, I hail. You said truth with fire. So that was all I have to say.
Yes, that's all we can.
That's all I have to say. So please tell them to share, because if I tell them to share now, you say I'm talking too much. But tell them to share that. What I need you to tell them is that they need to share this video. That it doesn't cost anything, for them to share. You just press that button that's like arrow, and then you just get the link, and then you share it to somebody. Let them also experience this thing, because it will make the world a better place. And then you should also tell them that if they have not subscribed, there's a red button there. If they're watching on YouTube, they should press that red button. And you should also tell them that they can like this video. And even when we end the live session, you should tell them, please, that they can go and watch the video, leave comments, tell us what they think about the things that they discuss. Also tell them that, please, we apologize for the technical difficulties and the sound at the beginning. That's also, you can tell them. That's all I have to say.
So what he said. On that note, see you next time on Common Sense for Relationship. Remember, common sense is
not so common. Bye. Thanks for watching. Oh my
goodness. Thank you once again for joining us. We hope you got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.